to begin to champion your cause, to get the word out, the message out, to re-educate consumers, the reality is Acabonac can only feed so many people, right? If you compare it to the volume that a Cargill or Tyson is putting out. And so here's my question. Are we at a point in America, because you hear time and again, foreign entities, non-farming entities buying farmland in the U.S., data centers eating up farmland in the U.S. Is it too late to really create enough of a groundswell with people like you to make a difference?
If you dial back 30 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and you're let's say you're Anheuser-Busch, right? And you hear about a microbrewery, and you think, this is a joke.
Right.
How is it ever that a microbrewery is going to be able to compete against the few major beer companies in the United States? If you fast forward 30 years, you can see what microbreweries have done to the big breweries and what they had to do in order to compete with the microbreweries. Why? Because that's what consumers wanted.
Great
so
analogy.
It's really
okay.
Perhaps to answer your question best, it's up to the consumer, right? Because if you're farming in a way that is consistent with the way that Mother Nature works, well, frankly, you're going to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to beat Mother Nature. You can continue to work against Mother Nature. You can continue to plow a tremendous amount of money into steel that moves soil and synthetic fertilizers that provide fertility and proteins that are loaded with things that are damaging our health. You can continue to do that, but at some point, consumers say no more, right? And you can see that in numbers coming out of some of these big companies that promote unhealthy foods. So, for instance, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, look at what they're doing to their portfolios. Look at the companies that they're buying. Look at the way, and I don't know, the ages of children around, you and your home, but mine won't eat McDonald's. There's no way. I mean, when I was young, it was like the greatest treat ever. But now, if I, there's no way that they're, and so consumers, as those, trends evolve, think about it the other way, Tim, from a business perspective. What does the 3.5 or 4 massive beef companies, protein companies in America, how are they going to compete against us? Right? Because they don't have farms. They're not built to provide healthy proteins. They're not local. They don't have the connections that we do to our local customers. They're not adding to our local communities in terms of employment and soil health and water quality, et cetera. They're not doing that. And so, just as Budweiser couldn't compete against at some point those microbreweries, things change.